Okay, hello and welcome back. I am just Donna, your narrator for the video, I guess you could say. We finished Penny Larceny last week, so it's time for a new visual novel released by Grey Enwright, who also did several others. They did Travelers and Tales, Hedge Wizard, and the Seaside Inn, all of which I have live streamed before. Hedge Wizard was a surprise because there was voice acting. I didn't expect that. So Travelers and Tales is 2 installments. The first part was just you and it's like a Dungeons and Dragons team, and Grey actually recreated the characters in the character creator for Baldur's Gate, which was really fun. And then the Seaside Inn, you're basically helping at an Airbnb near the beach. And Hedge Wizard, you basically move into a tower, and a woman from the nearby village helps out and you fall in love. And then Untouched by the Frost, play as Talih, who has left their home and everything they have ever known behind. It's a harsh winter with dangers lurking in the dark. After being saved by an elven ranger and brought back from the brink, they must battle within themselves, whether to hang on to hope or to give in to their own despair. It's about 6,000 words, there's 2 CGs in gallery, and you can kiss someone, optionally, and there's 2 good endings and 1 bad ending. So, first off, I love the music. It's so ethereal and mysterious. It definitely makes me think of winter, which I assume is the goal. So it's kind of interesting when you think about it, because Travelers and Tales very much made me think of fall, with the leaves falling and stuff, and you do end up staying in that city during winter, so I assume it takes place during the fall. Seaside Inn takes place during the summer because it's people getting away for going somewhere for a summer trip, and one of their stopping points is the inn where you're working. Hedge Wizard is definitely made me think of spring with the green growing things and all of that, and now we have winter, so all of the seasons. I don't know if that was intentional, but that's where my brain went. So okay, music volume, sound volume, voice volume, we'll leave them here because music doesn't feel too loud. Obviously nothing available in the gallery yet because we haven't actually played anything, so let's go ahead and get started. Oh wow, that's cool. I step out along the road, one foot in front of the other. The icy wind bites into my cheeks. I cannot tell if it is the wind that howls or if something more sinister stalks my path. And I will probably not be doing voices like I did for Penny Larceny. My voice will not thank me. The chill of winter has set in, darkness encroaching. The crops froze, the land laying barren and cold. The world has changed. The weak sun rises in the east, and one day I fear it will not rise at all. There are parts of the world, you go close enough to the North or South Pole, and they don't see the sun for quite a while. There's like a month's long night. All the comforts of my home are gone. Now only the unrelenting road lies ahead of me. I had no choice, as death came with the threat of shadow. Okay, now I'm going to actually turn down the music because that's a little loud. I can't even hear myself. Okay. I'll keep going, and if it's still too loud, I'll turn it down some more. Now I cannot go back, yet I do not know the way forward or what will become of me. Okay, this is like the core question of Endwalker and Final Fantasy is, do we keep hoping or do we just give up? Hi James, thanks for letting me know. I think it was just I needed to turn down the music because my mic input is turned up as far as it'll go. I can turn down the audio input for my desktop. So maybe that'll help. So I like to save at decision points, so we'll do that. So are we going to give in to despair or keep hoping, keep on hoping? Thank you for letting me know. Must not give in to despair. I square my shoulders and take a deep breath. If nothing else, I must keep hope alive in my heart. Hope for the sun to rise again. Snowflakes scatter across my arms. No matter the burning in my legs, I cannot rest too long. The road calls, and I must answer. That's like the most dangerous thing that you can do when you're out in the middle of a cold, snowy place, is stop moving. You have to keep moving. Pulling my hood up, I offer some relief to my frozen ears. The winter hit suddenly, and none of us back home were prepared. This cloak, a handful of provisions, it was all I could take before they warned us that we had to flee. Things worse than wintertime's chill would find us there, I was told. That, as the nights grew long, it would beckon all those dark and dangerous in the world. The path winds through the forest, the trees ever-encroaching long branches leer overhead, sending a chill through me that has nothing to do with the cold. But I remain resolute. I have come this far. There's no turning back now. My journey is not over yet. I may be alone, but I am not without my courage. Trudging forward in the snow, my teeth chatter together. I tug at my hood clumsily, losing feeling and mobility in my fingers. Each new footfall is a victory. Wind howls again, and yet there's something else lurking in the darkness. My heart flutters weakly, and the tinkle on the back of my neck tells me of another presence, watching, hunting. You know what? Where's my dice? Thanks, James. Thanks for coming by, even if you can't stay. Okay. Alright. Okay, I have my dice. I really wish I knew what happened to my D2 that I had. I need a D4. Why am I not finding my D4s? They're all buried. They're amongst the bigger ones. Nope. None of them are D4s. None of those either. Grief, where? There. There's one. Found it. I win. I mean, I could just grab a coin and flip a coin, but that's no fun. Okay, so I have a D4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Two. Hide. Panic takes over. I dive through the trees, tripping over myself to get behind a tree. My breath is rapid and shallow as I shut my eyes as I start to water from the freezing winds, ice forming across my lashes. My hands will not stop shaking, both from fear and the cold. There is rustling in the bushes and a low, deep breathing that grows closer and closer. Branches snap, an oppressive feeling overcomes me. Something dark and dangerous is near, and I am powerless to stop it. Another howl pierces the air as the snarling grows closer. In a blur, there are gnashing teeth and scraping claws that throw me hard to the forest floor as I struggle against thick white fur. A blunted pain rattles through me with the impact. I am torn now as the teeth bear down upon me. That's the wrong bear. That should be B-E-A-R, as in brown bear. Because that bear could be a noun, but it can also be a verb. So, just as the beast battles me, there is a war in my heart, to allow this to be my fate or to stay and fight another day. In those brief moments I reflect, there is a glistening figure in the distance and a song of a bowstring. The wolf cries out as the arrow strikes true as it turns away from its easy prey. Another arrow finds its mark and it is over. Black blood leaks from the wound, matting the pale fur. Black blood, not red blood? Ooh. Pretty. I look up through the snowstorm, barely able to make out who stands before me. The moonlight surrounds him as he watches me with bright eyes. As he opens his mouth, I am certain I am dreaming. Whatever melodic tongue he is speaking, it is not one I have ever heard. My world is spinning, and I cannot rise. Do not despair. Hope has arrived for you yet. He steps forward, boots crunching in the snow. He leans down, scooping me up effortlessly. I can't even get the words out, nor even remember my name or why I have come. I feel only the biting chill. You are a long way from home, aren't you? Come now, let us get you warm. We begin to move through the forest, him carrying me as I close my eyes to stop my head from spinning. Stay with me, it is not the time to rest. I do not intend to lose you now. Through my delirious state, his even tone of voice cuts through the fog. Pushing through a door, he lowers me down across a couch, gently fixing the pillow beneath my head. There you are. Give me but a moment. The fur he drapes over me is much more comforting than the fur of the wolf. Another log is tossed into the fire, the room filling with heat. And I know I said I wouldn't do different voices, but slightly different is more forgiving in my throat than what I was doing for like Hate 4000 or Dr. Mayhem. I blink my eyes wearily as he begins to wrap my hands in a warm towel. His eyes dart across my face, searching for signs of life. Here, drink this. Helping me sit up, he takes a seat beside me as the couch bows under the weight of us both. He places the mug in my cupped hand, still covered by a towel. I smell it carefully. What is this? Oh wait, we have a face! Something from my home. It will help you. I take a tiny sip. Warmth seeps through me, heating me from the inside out. It is sweet and frothy. I very nearly lost you there. That wolf has been stalking the fort for the last turn of the moon. I'm glad for the chance to be rid of him. Okay, yeah. Why are you helping me? I rest the drink on my lap. Why are you helping me? Why would I leave someone in need out there in the cold? You were in trouble. I would do whatever I could to aid you. You would take in any stranger off the road. The world is growing ever darker. How do you know I am not of the enemy? He laughs at that. Because I have seen who our enemies are for many a year, and they are not you, mortal. I am doing my duty. What duty? Gestures around the room, and I take it in. We seem to be in a place with wooden walls, a small hearth burning away and keeping us warm. Herbs are drying out, hanging along the wall. It's simple but cozy, built for one person. Where are we? The Anma Dorye. Your people would call it the Ember Bark Outpost, Ember Break Outpost. I thought that place had been long abandoned. It was, but it is necessary now that strange things have been brewing. This is your home? For now, I am from a place far from here, like you. But I am here now, to watch the roads and keep travelers safe. Like me? Just like you. Do you live here alone? He stands, adjusting my blankets. Yes, I am a ranger, a scout. This is a solo mission I have undertaken, while my compatriots guard the roads ahead. Each of us is a bastion fighting against what threatens all the good things in the world. I shift, a prickling along my arms as the chill takes me despite the warmth. And what is it that threatens us? I've heard rumors, whispers, as told to flee, but the stories they spoke of, they are not just stories. I look down into my mug, holding it close. Then it is true, and this is not just all a terrible dream I will someday wake up from? I wish I could offer you such comfort. He pauses, standing to his full height with a quiet chuckle. Forgive me, I have not gotten your name, nor granted you mine. I am Faeldir, of Eliana Alari. The Elven City? Among other things. I am Talih. I am from nowhere now. Talih. That is not true. You belong wherever your heart does. Does it still reside in your old home? I wish to go back home. I must look to the road ahead. This reminds me of the song that Pippin sings towards the end of Two Towers. Yeah. Is it Two Towers or is it... No, it's the Return of the King. Anyway, let's look to the road ahead. It doesn't reside anywhere except within me and the road beneath my feet. My home is no longer safe. I am sorry, Talih. There have been many terrible things that have happened in this world, and often to the least deserving. Glancing out the window, he watches the flurry of snow splatter against the glass. The goblins grow bolder, the wolves strange and starving, many things that cannot be easily undone. Many dangers are lying in the dark. I do what I can to stop them, but I fear I cannot be everywhere. They were right to send you along the road, to safety. I heard of terrible happenings in the north, of some great evil that has risen, that there is to be war. Faeldir kneels before me, brows drawn together. I have seen war, years ago, beyond the memory of mortals. That same evil who cursed these lands, who drew all those with malice in their hearts to his side. And it is happening again? All things do. When you have seen as many lifetimes as I, there's always the rise and then the fall, and rise again. Then what is the point? To be trapped in such an endless cycle of terrible things happening to us? What is the point of fighting it when you know it will always happen again? He tilts his chin up, fixing me with a gentle look. Because when we live through these terrible times, the sun will always rise again for us. Will it? His hand hovers near mine for a moment. And of course we're going to take the flirt option. He reaches his hand out carefully, placing it over mine. It will. That I have seen over many, many years. Can you imagine how many sunrises I have seen? And they are all more beautiful than the last. My hands are still freezing, but his touch is warm and delicate, like he's afraid I'll crack in two. What was your favorite one? I don't know yet. I'll have to see them all before I decide. I like it best when the sky is pink and I could watch the sun come up from over the mountains of my home. That sounds beautiful. It was. It was. He brushes his thumb against the back of my hand. Are you warming up? Starting to feel better. That warms my own heart to hear, Talih. I shift in my seat, a blunted pain rolls through me. I wince, glancing down. Are you injured? I'm not sure. Show me. He pulls aside the blanket, and I tug my cape out of the way, cresting the top of my hip bone as a forming, blotchy bruise. I fell when the wolf attacked me. I have something to treat this. Lie back. He heads to the back of the room, plucking herbs from the drying bundles. He crushes them in a mortar and pestle, the herbal scent filling the room. Placing them in a bowl, he sets it over a rack on the fire and waits. I was trained in the healing arts in Eliana Alari. Were you a healer? I wanted to be, once, but I was called to the life of a ranger. I am lucky to know these skills. It has helped many injured on the road. He pours water into a copper bowl, which starts to steam as he pulls it off of the fire. Hold still for me. I do as he asks, his touch gentle as he uses the cloth to carefully dab at the bruising. I hiss quietly at the feeling of pressure against the injury. Forgive me. I shut my eyes as he begins to whisper words in Elvish, feeling a sleepiness tug at my eyelids to the melodic rhythm of his voice. Is this magic? A particular kind. Nothing so extraordinary. I glance down to see his work, and despite his words, it is magic to me. The bruise is gone. Thank you. No one deserves to be in pain. He places the bowl away, dunking his hands in a small basin and drying them with a soft towel. Awestruck or doubtful? Awestruck. I watch him with no small amount of awe. I have heard only tales of magic and its power. To heal a bruise in a matter of minutes feels astonishing. That would be nice, because I still have some bruises. I'm very pale, so bruises show easily. And it always takes a while for them to fade. Failure catches me staring. Are you well? Are there other places that are hurting? I am fine, thanks to you. I thought such gifts as these were... I looked out the healed skin again. Only in legend. They are becoming legend, a relic of the past, not unlike myself. You are not that old. He laughs at that. We are quite different, despite all appearances. Many of my people practice and keep the magical arts within themselves, but there are fewer and fewer who take to the study. What is your home like? He breaks into a smile. It is all the wonder and beauty in the world. Glittering halls, fresh clean air of an eternal spring. There's always a song on the wind and joy in our hearts. His smile fades as he looks out the window once again. How I ache to be back there, to be among my kin and join their voices in melody once again. Will you go back when your job is finished? I do not know when that will be. He organizes the counter once again, everything going back to its proper place. With each new cycle of the rise and fall of evil, there is less and less to keep us here. What do you mean? He gestures towards me. It is man who leads the charge against the dark forces. You are strong enough to stand on your own. My people can rest and move on to a world beyond this one. So it's like the elves of Middle Earth going to Valinor. Will you move on? Can you say if you want to? We're gonna pick that one. Failure falls quiet. I have lived a very long life. To be with my kin, I would be at peace. But there is so much beauty in the world. I have seen it, tasted it, and to leave it all that behind... He places a hand over his heart. Many of my kin have never left Eliana Alari. They do not know of anything but. They do not know what it is like to walk these forests, to drink dwarven liquor. They do not know what it's like to ache. It is why I am here, because the joy of experience outweighs the comfort of home. Though I long for it, there is a duty to all the people of this world that I must see through. He gives me a soft look. That is why I am sorry about your home. I understand the feeling of wanting to return to a place you can no longer. What do you miss most about your home? The food. I had a neighbor that baked us fresh bread every week since I was little. If I close my eyes, I can imagine tearing it in two and smelling it, still warm. Now I'm hungry. You have traveled a long way. You must be starved. Allow me to remedy that. He brings a large kettle over the fire, filling it with water. He carefully cuts up root vegetables as I finish off my tea, nestled under the blankets. Soon the smell of cooking soup fills the interior of the fort and my stomach growls. Yeah, that's the best thing to have on a cold winter's night is soup or stew. Something hot and filling. Laying it carefully into a bowl, he brings it over to me and takes one for himself. I stir it, blowing on it gently to cool it down before taking a bite. It's delicious and surprisingly well seasoned for this remote location. Where did you find all the things to make this? I grow some of them myself. Some things grow well in the cold weather. Others I forage or hunt. I'm well accustomed to surviving on my own. Another for adoption? Are you lonely here? He stops, spoon hovering just over the bowl. I am used to being by myself, if that is what you're asking. It's not. I asked if you're lonely here. He stirs the soup, very interested in the contents. I miss the companionship of the people in my city, to be a part of something bigger. Sometimes the nights wear on, and there is this feeling within my chest that does not cease. He clutches a hand into the fabric of his tunic. That ache to have something other than the shadows for company. I will be your company. He glances up, taking a deep breath. And I am glad for it. He reaches out, placing a hand on my arm. I have not had the chance to speak with another in many moons. You are most welcome. You tend to my wounds, you feed me. It's more than a fair arrangement. I would do that even if you were poor company, but it helps that you are not. He stands, taking both our finished bowls to clean up. I feel much warmer now, with tea, soup, and the crackling fire. Exhaustion begins to wear on me, and I fight back a yawn. Fielder glances over his shoulder. You must be exhausted from your journey. Please take a chance to rest and recover. You will be safe here under my guard. I promise you that. I can be gone by first light. I do not wish to overstay my welcome. He shakes his head, kneeling before me as he adjusts the blanket and allows me to lie back. I do not turn away people in need. You are my guest, and you have shelter here. I will not take that from you. Sleep now, Talih. I can hardly fight the feeling any longer, placing my head on a soft pillow and allowing the sensation to take over. It has been so long since I have slept somewhere warm and safe. When I close my eyes, I can almost imagine I am back home. That fire in the corner is the heart I grew up with, that the sound of footsteps creaking against the floor is my family's as they head up for the night. I keep my eyes shut and allow myself to pretend at that moment that nothing has changed at all. Sleep takes hold of me and my dreams become disjointed and strange. I see figures in the snow, unrecognizable as I call out a name. Is it mine? I cannot tell. I am wandering through the forest once again. My steps are silent beneath me. The only sound is the wind tugging at my cloak. There's a hollow feeling in my chest. I've walked, but I don't know to what destination. Safety, I was told. But how do I know that is true? How do I know that wherever I'm going will be better than where I have been? I should just stay with Faildir. There's no turning back. I looked behind me for the first time. Where is the Emberbreak outpost? Where is he? I should not have left the comforts there. My eyes water. From the icy cold or my own sorrow, I cannot tell. The tears freeze against my lashes. There is rustling behind me, and I glance over my shoulder. There's nothing there but the branches of a tree. I continue walking until there is another sound. I whip around this time, eyes wide with fear. Something is following me. Another wolf? I cannot hear its howl. No, it is something else. Something far more sinister. A low, wheezing breath floats by on the wind as my heart hammers in my chest. It stalks me, watches me through the trees. I look down and there is a torch in my hands, the flame bright. Stay back! I hold out the flame, my hand trembling as I watch the deepening shadows. Following the sound, I hear it crawling up a tree, the reflection of glowing, massive eyes watching me as the torchlight passes across them. There is a hiss before it lunges towards me. I take off into a sprint. Feet pounding against the snow, the trees all seem to bend in my direction, impeding my path as I am scratched and torn against the wood and branches. Help me! Faildir! But there is no answer but the howling wind. I lunge awake, pushing the heavy blanket off of me with a gasp. My head is reeling. I don't understand where I am. Am I not at home? Where is everyone? Why am I all alone? Drenched in sweat and shaking, I try and get my bearings for a moment. The figure in the corner stirs. Faildir blinks owlishly, stretching as he gets up, his melodic voice drained with sleep. Talih, what's wrong? I don't answer right away, looking around the room, sure that stalking creatures come from my dreams have found me here. He glances around the room as well, before coming to my side, a tentative hand on my shoulder. Whatever torments you, it cannot hurt you here. Just a dream. Let him comfort you. I lean into his comforting touch and he sits down beside me. Aw, cuties! I'm sorry, you deserve to be at peace while you sleep. It's not your fault. Perhaps not, but my heart still aches for what you've gone through. It is not so easy to leave home. It's not at all. For me as well. I drapes a blanket over my shoulders, stopping my shivering. Sometimes it feels like things will never get better. They always will. It takes time. It takes work. But someday the skies will clear and you might find peace again. I don't understand how I got so lucky to have someone like you find me when I needed it most. Because fate knew you needed someone. I am just lucky that I am here, and in truth, I needed you too. Someone to remind me what it is I am fighting for, and a companion on a harsh winter's night. Here, stay warm. We stood in comfort for a time, until the nightmare fades from my mind like every other dream I have had. The Emberbreak outpost shakes with the force of the wind outside. The reedy howl of it whips against the windows. No matter what becomes of us, just keep hope alive in your heart. They cannot take that away from you, no matter what evil lurks in the shadows of the world. It is what has gotten us through so many years. It will help you now. Do not forget your strength of spirit. I will, I promise. I'll keep my head up. Warmth blooms in my chest. Despite the long journey and being so far from home and the nightmares, I am warm. I am safe. Someone has shown enough care to treat me well and grant me these things. Kindness for a stranger. Sleep now. I nod, lying back down with the blanket. As I close my eyes, I can hear Faildir singing softly. The words are unknowable to me, but the melody is soothing, and I drift off with no more nightmares. Aww. I wake the next morning to the sound of food sizzling. Faildir is there cooking breakfast. Eggs, sausages, mashed potatoes. And suddenly I'm starving again. That's me. I wake up and I'm hungry. I have to eat something. I can't go without breakfast. Yawning, I stretch and miss the warmth of the blankets the minute I push them off. He sets down the plate in front of me with another cup of tea. Good morning. It is a good morning, isn't it? Did you sleep well? I nod, nursing the cup of tea in front of me. Better than I have in a long time. The weather has cleared some. He glances out the window. Your path through should be safe. Do you know where you're going? I pick at my food. I was told to leave to find somewhere safer, that the road would lead me to the right place. There is a city, a bastion of hope for all mortal men. It would be the last thing to fall. I glance down to the side. That would be a good place to go, but... I struggle with the words. I have a selfish ask of you, one that isn't fair. His brows draw together. What is it? Can I stay? His eyes widen for a moment, and he doesn't say anything. I was told to get to somewhere safe. It's not a city, but I do feel safe here, if you would have me. If not, I completely understand. He's quiet for a moment, and my heartbeat quickens. The Emberbreak outpost was built to protect those who needed it. I would not turn you away when you need a place to stay. I don't want to be just a guest. I would help you out in ways you need. I've been here alone for an awfully long time, and your company has been very comforting. I would love it if you would stay, Talih. Smooch! We're gonna smooch! Thank you. You didn't have to do any of this, but you did. I am incredibly grateful. I stand, coming over to him, taking his hand. He interlocks our fingers and pulls me in for a tender embrace. Find myself falling into it. How easy it is to hold him in such a way. I do not want to be parted from you. I don't want you to be lonely. It is a kind thought. More than kind. I lean forward, kissing him on the cheek. It's warm beneath my lips. Ah! A smile spreads across his face. You do not deny yourself. That is something I admire. He leans in, kissing me sweetly. I don't think I shall be lonely anymore. Not whilst I have you. Take this time now to rest and recover. You will always be safe here. I vow that to you. My journey had been a long one, but I can rest now and know that I have found safety. And I can wait out the darkness and stay with Faildir to watch the sunrise. Ending all the comforts of home. Okay. Alright. Gallery. Our first glimpse of Faildir. And of course, Failure and Talih on the couch after the nightmare. Okay, so let's see. Oops. Wait. Hold on. Oh, I forgot to say the thing about whether he's gonna go or stay. Okay, so we're gonna move this here. Let's see if I can go back to that or if I have to skip ahead. Okay. I think I missed it. Arr. Okay, I'm trying to get to the one where you make the choice about whether you stay or go. Okay, so... Oh, okay. Oh, I think it was a different one. Hang on. Okay, so we can delete that. No. I knew there was one about staying or going. Whoops. Dang it. Accidentally saved over that. Okay. I thought I saved at every decision. This is silly. Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like I missed saving that one. Okay. Yeah, this is how I manage sometimes. Okay, so let's see. Oh, okay. So there's no turning back in the dream. Okay. I figured it was just one of the decisions. I was like, which decision? I must press ahead. I cannot go back now. He has his duty and I have mine. To find somewhere to live, to reach a new home and build it again. My eyes water. From the icy cold or my own sorrow, I cannot tell. The tears freeze against my lashes. There is rustling behind me, and I glance over my shoulder. There is nothing there but the branches of a tree. I continue walking until there is another sound. I whip around this time, eyes wide with fear. Something is following me. Another wolf? I cannot hear its howl. No, it is something else, something far more sinister. A low, wheezing breath floats by on the wind as my heart hammers in my chest. This one kind of makes me think of based on 3 choices throughout the game. I figured it was somewhat based on the whole road ahead thing, and yeah, so you'd have to actually play through the whole thing all over again, which is not a hardship. It stalks me, watches me through the trees. I look down and there is a torch in my hands, the flame bright. Stay back! I hold out the flame, my hand trembling as I watch the deepening shadows. Following the sound, I hear us crawling up a tree, the reflection of glowing, massive eyes watching me as the torchlight passes across them. Is this supposed to be, like a cougar or something like that? There is a hiss before it lunges towards me. I take off into a sprint. Feet pounding against the snow, the trees all seem to bend in my direction, impeding my path as I am scratched and torn against the wood and branches. Help me! Baldir! But there's no answer but the howling wind. You lunge awake. Yeah, but where's the fun in skipping this stuff? It was still cool. I lunge awake, pushing the heavy blanket off of me with a gasp. My head is reeling. I don't understand where I am. Am I not at home? Where is everyone? Why am I all alone? Drenched in sweat and shaking, I try to get my bearings for a moment. The figure in the corner stirs. Failure blinks owlishly. Why can I suddenly not say that? Stretching as he gets up, his melodic voice strained with sleep. I wondered because I was getting a lot of Lord of the Rings vibes. Talih, what's wrong? I don't answer right away, looking around the room, sure that stalking creatures come from my dreams and found me here. Gollum, okay, I get it now. He glances around the room as well before coming to my side, a tentative hand on my shoulder. Whatever torments you, it cannot hurt you here, just a dream. Okay, we'll skip a bit. There's a city, a bastion of hope for all mortal men. It would be the last thing to fall. I nod, finishing my breakfast as he prepares supplies for me for the road, packing a satchel for me. This should last you until then. Just stay safe. Be wary. It is not an easy journey, but I know you have it in you. I look through the pack, bits of rations, a drinking flask, a warm bedroll, more than I had left with. You've been very good to me. I don't know if I deserve it. Everyone deserves a little kindness. He takes a deep breath and offers me a smile. What will you do now? Stay here, guard the road? As is my duty. He closes the satchel and hands it to me. Too heavy? Just right. I linger by the door for a moment longer. Yay, we still get to kiss him! Yes! The thought of leaving, without saying a proper goodbye, tugs at my heart. I step up to him, taking his hand in mine just as we did last night. Thank you. I couldn't have done this without your kindness. It is my honor to help you. I step up on my tiptoes and press a kiss to his cheek. His eyes go wide for a moment before closing contently. I'll miss you. As will I. He reaches forward, both hands cupping my face. You have given me the courage to see my mission through, to see the sun again. He kisses me softly as I melt into it. The ends of his hair brush against my cheek. He pulls back first and ends with another kiss on my forehead. I will never forget you, Failure. Nor I you, Talih. I chuckle softly, clutching the bag. Farewell, friend. I step out onto the road, shooting a glance behind me. He raises an arm to see me off. The road is a lonely one, but I have the strength to press on, because of him. And the ever-winding road, yes! Okay, and there's a bad ending too, which I assume is when you're basically giving in to despair. Yeah, not even an hour long, but that was fun. Um, let's see, do I want to start over and try to get the bad ending? I got time. So we'll skip. What hope is left for us? My heart is heavy, weary, and wanting. Why must I be born into such a terrible time? Why must this be my fate? Snowflakes scatter across my arms. Okay. Yes. I falter, fear gripping my heart. I must turn back. Why would I ever leave the warmth and safety of home? This dark world is not built for people like me. Oh, pulling away after the nightmare triggers a bad ending. Okay. But there's nothing to return to. The thought leaves me anguished. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and actually load that. I think it was this one? Yes, pull away. I pull back from his touch and he lets me go. I just shake my head. You don't understand. I will never be safe, even in my dreams. Ever since I left home, I have forsaken all the safety and comfort in the world. My voice raises higher, the words flooding out. The evil and malice will spread to every corner of the world. There is no refuge, even in sleep. What is left for us? It feels as though this will never end. It will. It has before, and it will again. We will endure. I don't believe you. The ember break outpost shakes with the force of the wind outside. The reedy howl of it whips against the windows. It sends a cold chill through my body. Fielder looks at me with a sad expression. Talih, I know there is much to despair about in this world, but there is hope, too. I promise you that. I do not wish to see you give in to this fear. Hope? There is no hope for us. Not any longer. Everything good in this world is gone. I never should have left home. Yeah, I can see that. This is like, yeah, this is not me. This is not my personal choice. I'm very much the kind who keeps hoping that things will work out. Danger or not, at least I will still be among everything I've ever known, not out here in a world that is not meant for me. I don't even know where I'm going. Just go, they told me. Find a better life, but there isn't one out there waiting for me. I have seen ages pass, fought in battles, and seen the loss that I thought I could never recover from. But I have, because they want me to keep fighting, and one day the skies will clear, and we can see the sun once again. I shake my head. This time is different. Then allow me to be here with you until things change. Why do you care so much? You don't even know me. It is my duty to protect all those in need of it. I fight against all the darkness in the world, even that which lies in your mind. I'm assuming giving into my despair is the one that'll trigger the bad ending. No. I stand, shakily. My thoughts are racing as I still feel the eyes of that creature from my dreams watching me through every window, through Failder's eyes as well. There is nothing you can do. I don't even know you. How could I trust you? I'm better off on my own. Pull my cloak tighter and head for the door. It's freezing out there. You'll never survive. Stay the night at least and leave in the morrow. I shake my head. I'm not even listening to him at this point. All the fear and anguish bubbles over and I need to leave. I'm going home. I rush outside the door, the icy wind slowly knocking me back, like plunging into a frozen stream. I charge through the forest, bracing a hand against the wind. I know not if Failure follows me, if the creature from my dreams is real and waiting for me. I just want to go home, for this nightmare to be over. What awaits me there? Is there anything left? Stumbling through the forest, I press on into the darkness. Ending, the ever-winding road. Yeah, that's definitely, woof. Oh boy, yeah, that's a horrible ending. At least with the one where you leave Failure behind after the kiss, you're at least prepared, and you're not going out in the middle of the night when it's freezing cold. I mean, it's still freezing cold when you go, but at least it's daylight so you can see where you're going. But yeah, that's really cool. I want more. Of course, naturally. I want more. I want to know what happens. I assume someone destroys the ring. But yeah, that was definitely fun. I will play around with this some more off stream to see more of how the decisions change things. But yeah, this was really good. I wish I had money to give you for these, but I don't. I will hopefully have a job soon. So I won't be able to stream on Wednesday like I normally plan to do. I'm hoping to do it to Tuesday because I have nothing going on Tuesday. Yes, the ring is destroyed. Evil will be defeated. The sun will rise. So maybe Tuesday, maybe not. We'll see. I only found one typo. I think there was another one, but maybe I just didn't. I can't remember where it was, but there was one typo about when the wolf attacks and it's like bearing you down to the ground, and the bearing is spelled as if you're bearing your heart, when it should be spelled as if it's a bear, but the verb version of bear rather than the noun, if that makes any sense at all. But yeah, that was really fun, and I'm looking forward to what else you come up with. So you've done one set during fall, during summer, during spring, and then during winter. So I don't know what's next. So yeah, this was fun. I will, when I upload this to YouTube, I will include a link to where you can download this from itch. And everyone have a great day. I don't know, definitely next week, but I don't know about Tuesday. Take care.